Welcome back. I'm going to do another react. We did Aliens, we did Beetlejuice, both W's. Beetlejuice with a little bit of asterisk. Um, but we're going to move into some kind of other unknowns. This one also came out, and people asked me because I was this character for Halloween twice in a row. Brandon Lee was incredible in the original movie. It's going to be a real hard it's gonna be a hard sell. I'm just gonna throw that out there for me at the start. I love Bill Skarsgård. I love the whole Skarsgård family, man. These guys just act like it is in their DNA. They're built differently, so I'm super excited for it. But let's take a look and see. Um, right off the bat, this is gonna be a really hard sell for me, just because of how Brandon Lee died while making the original. It's like I hate that that's what it becomes about, but the stigma, if they do this poorly, is it's probably not going to be good. Lionsgate is really good when it comes to making adaptations of stuff like this, but they also are very they're the Ubisoft of the movie industry. They found a formula that works with some smaller budget things, and now they just add that into everything they do, and then they just try and disguise it in a new package. So my fear is that this is going to be like John Wick, just with characters from The Crow. But let's see.
Thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
You feel like my person?
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her. I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them. And killed you? Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
Mm,
Anger. It's not anger. It's love. Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain. You have no idea what hell awaits you. No, I do.
How many people have you loved?
okay. I love that angry Joe. Hot topic, John Wick? Question mark. Oh my god, this guy just thinks exactly like me. I'm so torn on that. I gotta go. I gotta go through it again. So it definitely just feels like a really bad, like comic book origin story to start, like for an off character. Um, this is based off the comic though, so I mean that's not that bad. You got Danny being Danny. I mean he's just a villain and everything now, so him being suffocated, so he has to watch her die. I like the thought behind it, and this scene has a lot of beautiful symmetry to it. Um, the swimming through, someone sinking into purgatory. This guy being the gatekeeper at a train station in purgatory, in between, is he taking him to heaven or hell? The whole you got the powers of the god thing. I just sometimes I feel like writing just gets really like by adding that kind of context to it, like it just makes it. I don't know. It doesn't need to be powers of the god, right? It can just be a malevolent force. It could just be something. It doesn't have to be like you got the powers of a god, right? Like because then now we're talking into the context of something totally different. Like now is he an Egyptian god? Who's the Egyptian crow god? I don't remember. I'm sure there is one. Um, it's been a really long time since I saw the first one, but I will say this scene fails, or this movie already fails for me, in the same way that another movie that came out that they did. What was it called? Blood, Bloodborne or Bloods. I don't know. It was with Vin Diesel, and it's a comic book movie where he basically can regenerate.
We have a problem.
And so, and by the way, this is a huge L right here. Okay. Oh well, I guess it's supposed to be taking place in the past, maybe, but this should have been the Cybertruck. Anyways,
A problem.
um,
We have a problem.
the tats don't bother me at all. I'm a huge proponent that the Suicide Squad version of Joker was incredible and was just understated, undersold, and badly publicized to try and create like a fake boon to like boost the movie, and it backfired on him hard by trying to make Jared Leto seem super crazy to legitimize his version of the Joker, which you don't need to, right? And because they were so desperate to like distance themselves from Heath Ledger's version of the Joker, you didn't need to. They were just totally different characters. But there's like an abridged version of that Joker with a lot of the deleted scenes where you play them back to back. The story arc for Joker and Harley Quinn, and like this was the start of a weird woman empowerment movement where, for some reason, her being her character, how it was written in the comic, made her. It took away her authority or something that she gets manipulated by the clown print. And too much crap that went behind it. It couldn't just be a movie. Um, but his aesthetic doesn't bother me. The makeup thing, depending on how they do it, as it is right here, I don't like his makeup at all. It doesn't scream the Crow to me. It definitely does have that kind of like hot topic-y vibe. Um, the sword is a huge L, huge L. It's probably a part of the story. I can see over here you got like those is that that's either Japanese or like Korean lettering. I think that's Japanese. Um this I know they want it to be different, so I'll give him that. And like I said, I don't like it. I do like how it comes up on his lips, right? Right there. I do like that. But the issue is or at least the issue for me is they dogged on the Joker, right? But so they have to dog on this one equally the same. So this right here, this scene, right? I'll let it play out.
It's not anger. It's love.
And then so this is why I think there was multiple writers on this doing big parts, because that line right there is, it's not anger, it's love. It's so powerful. It's so beautiful. It has so much countenance to it. And then you have the powers of a god. That's just like crappy, like junk throw it out writing, right? But anyways, so the autonomy of this scene, okay? What is this scene telling me right here?
It's not anger.
Who cares? Who cares about this character? There's no threat to him whatsoever. If he's just gonna be walking upstairs getting shot by 600 people, like it's just, it is what it, like it just, it removes the level of, it just, like, it further takes away the suspension of disbelief, right? I like this right here where he shoots himself to kill the guy, but it loses its power if he's just going to be letting himself get killed and murdered, right? It's like, it's Deadpool. And that's, soundtrack was fire. Trailer was fire. Contents within the trailer questionable. 100% would not go see this in theaters, unfortunately. Because nothing in that was like, I have to go see it. Um, Danny Houston is way overcast as a villain. I'm over him. Um, I love him as an actor, but he needs to find another role. They need to try and find a way to repurpose him. He's going to be the generic Danny Houston in every role. Flocka Twigs, I'm sure he's going to be pretty good in the movie. Rappers, they have really good crossover most of the time, just because a lot of like the rap world is a persona as well, so you're acting a lot. So I mean, I think that'll be good. It's not Common, huge W, because Common did not transfer over well. I don't care what anyone says. He annoys me in every movie he's in. I don't think he acts. I think he just stands there and delivers lines. Um, he has no presence. He gets overpowered by everyone. But we'll see how Twigs does. Um, Screenplay by two different people. I mean, that's not bad. At least it's not seven. Um, but it's, based off of a book and series. But James, we'll see. Let me know what you guys thought. I don't need to devolve into a lot of stuff on this because it kind of devolved itself. But yeah, I'll definitely watch it, and I would be pleasantly surprised. Um, but there's just a lot of things that just popped out initially that kind of pushed me away from like being super excited for it and making it feel a lot more generic and like cashed in. I don't know. Cashed in is probably not the right term, but maybe not as much effort put into it as I would have liked to see, especially because it's always going to be compared to the original one, going from the original where, Brandon died filming it, who he is as a person, being a part of the Lee legacy, losing Bruce, like, there's just a lot to go. And this, to me, that's kind of the issue, like, or the paralleled correlation, right? Is you have what they did to separate Heath Ledger and Jared Leto's versions of the characters. I think we're in the same vein. Is they wanted to go so far from Brandon's character so that there wasn't a lot of correlation to it. It could work, but it can also be a huge backfire, and so we'll see on that one. I'm gonna make this a two-part because this one's a little bit slower. We're just gonna watch the Furiosa one because it's here. Um, so we're just gonna start off at the beginning. This is already an L for me. I love Villanueva. I love his movies. Dennis is an incredible visionary. I hate that two actors' egos have ruined the potential for what could have been an incredible series, and now we're stuck to this. And he had to adapt to that, and I think it's really going to hurt this end game product. But let's take a look. I purposely didn't watch this because I was kind of disappointed. So to pretext, in case you didn't know, the reason that we aren't getting Hardy or um, Shirley's Throne back is because they literally went to war with each other on set because neither of their egos could exist within each other, and it was just too much hassle, and so they just cut them both. Essentially, they both got fired, opted not to return. Um, I mean, George Miller just makes such great products, and then
Child, my world was forever changed.
I said Villanueva earlier, but I meant George Miller. But yeah,
Magnificent. And he took it all from me.
Who do we have here?
She's from a place of abundance. This is our destiny.
My childhood. My mother. I want them back. I want them back. Whatever you have to do.
why? Yeah, she was great in Queen's Gambit. She was playing chess. She's not killing freaking wastelanders.
However long it takes. Promise you'll find your way home. Protect the green place.
It's time to take what's rightfully ours. Ready, steady, go! Where are you going? So full of hope. There is no hope.
If you find him, he's mine.
There will always be war. But to get home, Furiosa fought the world.
Remember me?
I mean, it's not a Mad Max saga. Mad Max is not going to be in this movie. Um, I love Miller. I hope he keeps making movies. I hope he does more. I think his pivot should have been in a totally different direction then. Because originally this is supposed to be about them going together to the Green Place to kind of follow the original movie trilogy, where you know it, she doesn't look like she can play Furiosa. She doesn't look like she's going to carry that. She's not going to have the physicality. All of her scenes are going to be sped up anytime she's in any kind of violence. I would put money on it, to counter the fact that she probably, I mean, I could be wrong. She could have great, and it's not that she's a bad actress, but you need to be able to carry that character, and that character is supposed to be super strong. On top of, I know she's never gonna die. She's gonna lose her arm. Like, it's not the character to go back into the past for. Go back into Mad Max's childhood or some reason, or like do something else. Like, yeah, this is just. I feel like this really sucks for him because I know he really wanted to make it with Charlize Theron, right? And it's just, I'm not gonna go see it in theaters for sure. My other issue is I already saw how he filmed it, and he films it where he goes between 60 to 120 frames, and he speeds up the footage because uh, he tried to like disorient people, but in the last movie it was really really bad, and it did give me motion sickness. when I watched it on the big screen because it was very, I don't know. It's I don't always get it with a lot of things, but like for that one it was really bad. But I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it probably when it comes out. I will probably be filled with like as much disappointment as he probably tries to hide when he talks about this movie now. I could be wrong. Maybe it'll be a masterpiece. Maybe they'll use this and, you know, those two will get over themselves and they'll be like, you know what, let's work together. But yeah, this is not the movie I wanted, and I don't think that's the movie he wanted to film. All right, but that's gonna be it this one. Let me know what you think. Furiosa, for me, I'm just gonna. It's mid. Not that the movie's gonna be mid, but it's just like I have very little excitement for it, and I had like I'd already set myself up to be sort of like um expecting a little bit of disappointment. So yeah. But let me know what you think. Are you excited for Furiosa? Are you excited for um The Crow? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Most importantly, do something kind for somebody else. Deuces.